Hey everyone, I've been seeing this Profoto A2 lighting bundle popping up everywhere lately, especially among portrait photographers and content creators who need reliable, portable lighting without breaking the bank. I finally got my hands on it, and after a few weeks of testing it in real shoots, I wanted to share what actually matters to buyers. If you're curious about the details, the link is in the description. First off, let's talk about the design and build of the Profoto A2. This thing is seriously compact. I mean, it's called a Monolight, but it's smaller than a lot of speedlights I've used. The Profoto A2 weighs just over a pound, so it's easy to toss in a backpack or hang off a light stand for hours without your arm giving out. That portability makes it perfect for travel photographers or anyone shooting on location where space is tight. I took it to a friend's backyard for a sunset portrait session last week, and I barely noticed it was there until I needed it. The build quality is also top-notch, with a solid feel that suggests it can withstand the rigors of regular use. Now, let's dive into the power and performance of the Profoto A2. At 100 Ws, it's not the strongest monolight out there, but it's more than enough for most portrait work, especially when you're using modifiers like the 2.3-foot Octa softbox that comes in this bundle. The flash recycles fast, like under a second even at full power, which means you're not waiting around between shots. I shot a full 30-minute portrait session the other day and never had to pause to let the light recharge. That's a game saver when you're trying to keep the energy up with your subject. The power is also adjustable, so you can fine-tune the output to suit your needs. Speaking of the softbox, the Click Softbox 2.3 Octa is actually really well designed. It pops open in seconds, no tools needed, and the diffusion is solid, soft, even light that wraps nicely around faces. The grid that's included is a nice bonus too. I used it recently to control spill when I was shooting in a cluttered room, and it helped focus the light exactly where I wanted it without lighting up the whole background. That kind of control is gold for product photography or when you're trying to isolate your subject. The softbox is also easy to attach and detach from the Monolight, which is a big plus when you're working on a shoot and need to make quick changes. Another thing I love is the battery life. The bundle includes an extra battery, which is smart because you'll likely need it. I shot a full day of portraits, about 200 frames, on a single charge, and the second battery was just sitting there as backup. No downtime, no scrambling for outlets. And since it's a lithium-ion pack, it charges quickly too. I plugged it in overnight and was back in business the next morning. The battery life is also displayed on the unit, so you can keep an eye on it and plan your shots accordingly. The connectivity is solid too. This thing supports Profoto Air, Air TTL, and Connect Pro, so it plays nicely with other Profoto gear if you already own some. I tested it with my Profoto A10, and the TTL worked flawlessly, no calibration headaches, just accurate exposures straight out of the box. That kind of reliability is huge when you're on a tight schedule or working with clients who expect consistent results. The Profoto A2 also has a convenient USB port for firmware updates, which is a nice touch. Now, I do have a couple of small notes. First, the A2 is powerful but not invincible. If you're shooting in direct sunlight at full power, you might still need a second light or a reflector to balance things out. It's not a studio powerhouse, so manage your expectations if you're used to 500 Ws heads. Second, the signature confirmation on delivery is a bit annoying. You have to be home to sign for it, which isn't always convenient. But honestly, that's more of a shipping quirk than a product flaw. In terms of real-world usage, I've been impressed with the Profoto A2's performance. I used it for a recent photo shoot with a client who wanted a lot of variety in terms of lighting, and the A2 delivered. I was able to quickly switch between different setups and modifiers, and the light performed flawlessly. The client was happy, and I was happy. It's a win-win. I've also used it for some personal projects, and it's been great for those too. Overall, though, this bundle is a fantastic value. You're getting a compact, powerful monolight with a great softbox, grid, and backup battery for a price that's way lower than buying everything separately. It's perfect for portrait photographers, YouTubers, or anyone who needs reliable off-camera lighting without the bulk. If you're in the market for a portable Monolight setup, this one's definitely worth a look. I've been really happy with it, and I think you will be too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. The link is below, check it out if you want to see the current price and details.